I noticed. Awesome. So, yeah, I don't like those noise canceling things. So, I was saying that I think it's John. Let me see who's in the room. I'm not quite sure. Thanks for bearing with me. I was going to go live at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is now 7:30. I have been under the weather, took a much longer nap than I expected. So I don't even know why I slept through my alarm. Maybe I put it on AM. I don't know. When I was going through my abuse, I way overslept. It was almost like a disability to where I couldn't wake up, and it interfered with my life. That we can get so down sometimes that we're exhausted and we tune things out. Our body goes into survival mode. So, it's yeah, I've done this twice, I think, this week. I think it's just sometimes we get exhausted. I just noticed, I apologize for this, that um, it's like a default. Only channel subscribers of 5 minutes or longer can send messages. I had to change it to subscribers only due to online harassment. So I apologize for that. But we're going to talk, is it active abuse or reactive abuse? Because a lot of us have been abused. And I had this one survivor who is doing much better. But, looking back, he was talking about the different things that he had done. And I wanted him to look a little deeper in it. That, yes, we do go through quite a bit of abuse from our abusers, but there are times that we reach out and we abuse when it's not necessarily. We get frustrated. We have our childhood triggers, and he had mentioned one time, that he had acted in such a way, and it was because of his low self esteem with certain issues. And he took the defense. And when you take the defense, a lot of times abuse comes out. So that's why when we go into a new relationship, it's really important to be healed, so we don't become abusers ourselves or hypersensitive to things. So I see somebody's in the chat room, and feel free to comment between each other. Also, feel free to get the chat started. So, it's Mia. Ooh, good evening. Yeah, I just apologize. I meant to go on at 6. Oh, thank you for the like. That helps with the algorithm. So I definitely appreciate it. And we got some good things in the works. I'm going to be trying to look into more green screens and doing some pretty cool things coming up. But I've been running ragged lately. Tomorrow I have a 12-hour day at school, parent teacher conferences, and I took a longer nap than I thought I would. Um, yeah, and I can usually tell when I'm starting to get run down. I have a lot more dreams. So I'm doing okay. My tummy still hurts, but I'm doing okay. I took a nap that I needed. Just tired. Feeling okay though. We only had half a day at school. So thank you for asking. I definitely was all day long. I'm like, I can't wait for my nap. But when I get run down, I have a lot of dreams. And like a lot, and then I don't really have that many. So, 2 days ago, I did a dream about gravy. It was all about gravy. And then before that, a couple days, I had pretty interesting one, very creative. But I've done some studies on dreams, but when I'm really exhausted, I'll have like 8, 9 dreams in a night. So, yeah, I am feeling much better. I can function. So, thank you for that. How are you doing today? We got a couple people in the chat room. Feel free to say hi, hello to you guys. But it's really important to take note of the things that we do, because in an active situation, we can react. That is reactive abuse. But when we just out of the blue either take things the wrong way without really thinking about what is said, or just frustrated and we do something on purpose, that can be abuse. So we can be abusers and also the victim as well. I know a lot of these channels don't really address that, but it's something to be aware of. And Calibri, hello, look at those beautiful flowers. Thank you so much. Hi. um that we address our issues. So, yes, we are victims, and a lot of us have tried everything we can, and we're not perfect people, but we do have to take accountability. And I just realized that little that little piece that was missing that he didn't quite get, that there are times that we're not always the victim. Sometimes we do um, instigate. So just like I said with uh, criminal law, if somebody's attacking you, you have the right to kill them. But if they turn their back, if they start to walk away, that's when it's wrong. And it's kind of the same with emotional abuse. We don't want to inflict unnecessary harm. It only makes the situation worse. So, Calibri, how's your day going? Mia's having a good day. How's your day going? Anything happen with the apartment posse? And John got his phone back, so John will be joining us today, and that's always good news. He was gone for a few days, but he's back. So as we heal, we're gonna interact on a easier level. You say, since your state says theft is a civil matter, the thing is, it's real hard. I did judgment recovery for a while. It's real hard to collect when you get a civil matter and they give you a monetary award. It's real hard. It's real hard to get money back, just like getting money back from a friend. Can you please give me that $20? Can you please give me that $20? There is a way that like with judgment recovery, what I would do is I would purchase the judgment and go after the person. There are certain ways that you can write them a check for, I don't know, $2, $3, $4, $5, and they cash it. When they cash it, you get their bank account. Um, and there are times you can get the sheriff involved. You can go after non-monetary things, such as if you wanted, you could get their deodorant, you could get their sweatshirt, but it's real hard getting the money. Um, it would show. It's gonna be hard to prove. From what I remember, you didn't actually see them steal it, did you? Or did you? I know you said it was like a record player and a couple other things. Are you just going off of what when you unpacked was missing? Or, U-Hauls can be tricky. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know how you're gonna prove it. Um, or even, well, and are you assuming with 95% certainty that they did it, or do you know 1,000% that they did it? Because when we move, there are opportunities for people to take things out of U-Hauls while we're loading up our new place. And I'm not saying you're lying. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate or what a judge would ask. Calibri says, pretty good day. Just keeping cool, calm, and collected. Keeping a poker face. Smile, smile, smile. No sharing of personal information. Yeah, we don't have to give them any fuel for the fire. So that's good that you did that. Um, Mia says he took it. He knows he did and knows he got away with it. 1,000% he did. No doubt at all. He was the only one to help you move. Okay. Yeah. Jeez. I wish there was a way you could track it to like a pawn shop or I don't know, Facebook Marketplace where you see a posting about your stuff that's being sold and you would have a picture of it in your house before. Um, you can try, but I, how long ago was that? I don't, the stuff's probably not even around. Um, you'd have to have an inventory. You'd have to prove that he took it. He'll probably say either you gave it to him as a thank you for helping him move. You just want justice. It's so wrong that I feel this way. 2 years now. Yeah. And to be honest with you, I don't know where you live. I don't know what the statute of limitations are. Um, some things can be 2 years. I don't know. Oh, dang it. I forgot my phone's over there. It would make a difference too on the statute of limitation. So thank you for that thumbs up. I see that. I appreciate it. Yeah. That's hard. Yeah, I mean, you can try it. I don't know how much, might be $20 to file for the day in court. Yeah, it's getting close. It is getting close. Yeah, I had a feeling 2 years might be the cutoff. Um, is it if it's over 2 years, there's your answer. If it's under 2 years, make a decision, and, um, I am not sure if he would win by default if he doesn't show up. He might win by default. He might not wanna show up. I'm not exactly sure. Does he live more than 100 miles away from you? That's another thing too. Sometimes, how far away you live from somebody. There's John. Sorry I'm late. I was late too. I overslept by an hour and a half. Something came up and had to help a friend out tonight. What's up? You always help people. So good to have you. We got Horseman back. Hello and good evening to you, Cynthia and the gang. We got a great group. I'm so glad all you guys are here. So Mia was asking, what does she do for justice? She wants some restitution for her person just stealing from her. Took a bunch of stuff as she was moving, and I live about 30 miles, give or take, from the clown. Yes. Sometimes we have to think, pick our battles. Is going to court going to be worth it? Are you going to feel more defeated if you don't win? And check to see if you would win by default if he doesn't show up. That might be something that's worth it. Um, that I can't say for sure on your case. Uh, See if you would win if they don't show up. That might be something to think about. But it's real hard to get the money. It is really hard. So Mia says hello to John. Sometimes you can garnish their wages. Um, we did that with the judgment recovery. There are times you can garnish the wages. You got to be careful too on, who are the lien holders, who gets paid first. Does he have a mortgage? There's all kinds of things that go with it. And John saying, "Hey there, Mia." Oh, smoochy, smoochy, John, John. Mia says he doesn't work. So I don't know if you'd even get the money. You can't garnish his wages. I don't believe they allow you to garnish Social Security. I'm not sure about pensions. Not many people have pensions anymore. Um, like I said, you can get his deodorant and sweatshirts, and each state's different. I did judgment recovery way back. I went to law school in 97, judgment recovery in maybe 2000. It's kind of interesting with your social security number that it's kind of coded. You can tell what county you were born in, what state, just based off the numbers that are in your social security number. It's pretty interesting. Um, it's like coded. Kalibi says, I feel that some of these narcs are getting narcissistic collapse for the lack of supply that they need. I have not seen them in view. Hmm. What's the weather like? Sometimes it's narcs are human too. They don't like cold weather. And I do want to talk about that narcissistic collapse. I'm glad you brought that up for the lack of supply. Yeah, that's usually they can become dangerous at that time. So, they can go into depression, cry and sleep and things like that too. Mia says, I suppose I'm just better off cutting my losses. This is so painful that they always seem to win. Yes, but he doesn't have you in his life, and he lost a good friend. Um, he lost somebody who trusted in him. And, um, sometimes too, it's silly. If you would have just asked, maybe I would have given it to you. Maybe not, but it does hurt. It does hurt, especially when we invite them in. Like, yeah, please help me. I would love that. That's great. Or we accept things from them. Um, I know, I know it hurts like terribly, but John says that does happen probably more often than you think. I agree, that there's times you have somebody over, they can take little things here and there. Um, we think we misplaced something, or, it can be months, where's my pink purse? I never use my pink purse. And then you're like, they took my pink purse. Um, months can go by before we realize things sometimes. And John says they hit rock bottom. So I know I'm going to address your statement. It seems like they always win. I'll address that in a second. Kalibi says during their lack of supply, these narcs go into deep depression because they realize they cannot convince new people to fool. And that's why a lot of times as they get older, they start to get a little bit more cranky, crotchety. Um, and they can hit rock bottom. They look back and they're like, "Whoa, what do I have? Now what?" They can ostracize pretty much everybody in their lives, and sometimes they don't. It depends on the person, you know. Horseman says, and move things on purpose and accuse. Yes, they will do that. They'll move things on purpose and accuse us of moving the items to create something out of nothing. It's childlike. It is childlike. Sometimes it is like, if I don't know, let's say they were gonna make a pizza, so they moved my purse and put it in the closet, and then they're like, "Oh, crap, I think she's gonna be mad I moved her purse." That they'll lie. They don't wanna upset you. It upsets you more, it's like, "Just tell me where it is." Or even if you do get a little bit of an attitude, it's like, "Well, dude, you did move it." But yeah, there's times they do it on purpose. They can move your keys if they don't want you to go out. Um and just little things, just for fun. Or they don't like what color lipstick you wear, they throw it out and not tell you. Mia says, when do they ever hit rock bottom? They just keep on hurting people. John says they harp on ridiculous things. They will. Yeah. They'll nitpick because they almost need to stir up anything. So, John, I'm going to let you go ahead and address Mia's question. I'll go ahead. Oh, I forgot my fancy background today. I was going to have a fancy background for you guys. Um, we don't always see them hitting rock bottom. It could be maybe their kids aren't talking to them, or they lost a job, or maybe his identity was his work. Now that he's older, he can't work, he might be disabled. We never know what's important to someone. If where's the karma? I uh crash my car and insurance buys me a new one, I might be happy that that happened. Other people, they love their car or they got it from a special person. They crashed that car, that's their karma. It depends on what's important. We don't always know what's important to someone. If things aren't important, you're not going to have the devastation. And narcissists, it's hard to get devastation out of them sometimes. Sometimes you can, but they see things as objects. There's not that intense bond, so they can just replace it. Just like, you crash your car, you get a new one. And they sometimes look at it as like it's a blessing in disguise. I can start fresh. And it hurts. It hurts. We want some restitution. And the type of restitution we should get is being the best us that we can possibly be, to where we're not so concerned about, and it's hard, but where we're not so concerned about the karma that they get, but we make sure we don't have karma that is unnecessary, that we don't lose out on living our lives. A lot of us get so caught up that we forget to live, and that's a karma. That's a bad karma. But if we take control, if we bring our self-esteem up and like trust the process. We have to have a positive shift because positive vibes will bring positivity. Negative vibes, I promise you, negative vibes will bring negative things into your life. So that's a control over your life. Your vibrations can make a difference in your health as well. And John says, everyone is so different and nobody walks in the same shoes. You are completely correct. And I don't like the glare I'm getting today, guys. Aren't these no glare? I don't know. I think these are no glare for me reading on my computer, not using a light. Yeah, move my light now. It doesn't seem right. But everybody is different. Everybody is different. And the things we do are the way we communicate with people is from our perspective. So I had talked with one of our subscriber friends about, how I I wanted he's taking accountability. This is what I did. I reacted to them and I said this is where I have a problem is that is not reactive abuse. That is like abusive. Um because he's bisexual and he had some insecurities about that, which is understandable. Coming out can be quite difficult. You get scared of certain things, but one of his friends had said, "Hey, I was just kind of curious. Are you bisexual?" And he got upset, and I can't remember exactly what he did, but he lashed out at them. And you know, I can never know their true intent, but I think they were just like curious, like, hey, maybe they even had a friend for him, but they were just asking a question and he took offense to it because of low self-esteem. He wasn't ready to tell people. So he lashed out. He was hiding his insecurities. And that's where a lot of the trauma or the toxicity comes. That's why we have to be as whole as possible so we communicate the right way that we don't lash out. So, there were some things that he was victimized, but just like if you have a little bitch fest, fuck you, no, fuck you and fuck you, but that somebody reacts to that. But if you just started out of the blue, who's the abuser in that case? We can't keep piling it up because it can go, you think about narcissistic parents, they might have made some mistakes, but there's times that, we might have done some things too. And I told them I'm worried, to be honest with you, worried about a collapse of society that's coming. If you'd like to know about my thoughts on that, feel free to ask. And I'll go into that more. Kalibi says the narcs live their karma every day. These are miserable, dysfunctional people, bitter, hatred, nasty. And John says, very true, Calibri. And I think some of us see that, that sometimes that doesn't make sense. Like, what? No, they are happy. So I want you guys to think about it right now. If I took you guys to an amusement park and a really nice dinner, we're going to have a great time. Let's pretend you like amusement rides if you don't particularly like them. So we're having a great time. We're going on roller coasters. We're laughing. We have our little friendship powwow. We go out for a delicious dinner. Turns out perfect. And they got fireworks at the end. And so now we go home. And we had a great day. And we're sad again. That's what the narcissist is like. You can have great times. So their new supply is just a new day at the amusement park. You know, uh, when when the supply fits their needs, some people like to cuddle, some people don't, but maybe a sexual encounter for that night or cuddle time or somebody to talk to. But if that's taken away, that's like us at the end of the day from the amusement park. When that's taken away, you go right back into being sad. And Horseman says, and need to know every conversation you've had with anyone and turn angry after you have answered your phone to anyone. Then once they've made you admit you are in the wrong, even though you aren't, they go normal after. Yeah, they just Horseman continues, I spend most of my day at work talking to everyone now. LOL, to make up for the time when I wasn't allowed to talk. You'll go through that. There's times I'm like, what is wrong with me? I am just talking away. Hi, I would like $4 on pump number 2, and it's a great day, and I can't wait to go to work. And they got some beautiful. You're like, where's this coming from? Yeah, like that, and I take that as positive. You're starting to get back to being you, to where you're free to speak, and that's a sign of healing. That is a sign of healing. And Kalibi says reactive abuse is when the narc taunts their victim to lose it. Of course, they're in the background feeling good on what they did. Um, okay, the reactive abuse is Yeah, it's them, trying to cause a reaction from us. So, um, they will taunt us. They, will make our lives miserable just to get a stir from us. So, yeah, they definitely, feel good about some of the things that they do, you know? Mia says, "K Flyer, that's what he used to do to me." Yeah, they'll, sometimes too, even with the silent treatment. So an omission of an action will cause us to go a little berserk too. Like, I thought I could count on you, and you won't even communicate with me. So, there are times that they feel good about the things that they did. They will stir up chaos for seemingly no good reason, and it is due to their low self-esteem. So if you've ever, reacted and given abuse back, uh, you know, um, it, uh, I don't know, they call you fat and you're like, "Well, at least I don't have a beer gut like you do." Something like that, like, "Oh, I shouldn't have said that." You know, uh it's from low self-esteem. It's trying to rebalance things. Lily, hi, to everybody. She says, busy day. Good to have you here. So I was a little bit late. I don't know if I set my alarm to AM instead of PM. I was so tired and had to just go to sleep. Horseman says, this is also wrong to say that this is as nasty as she was and as thankful that I am now. Part of me feels that for Rachel, my nutcase ex, I feel sorry and pity her in a way. Maybe I shouldn't. Um, yeah, it's a tough call on how we feel about it when we start to pity them. Um, that we can get sucked back in. They are humans. And hi to Melissa. Good to have you here. That uh when you give them a chance, and they don't change, that's when the pity stops, because that's when it becomes enabling. So, if somebody has a capability to regain the ability to walk, you can be like, "Man, it's gonna be a long haul for them," but they have the muscles, that they just need to rebuild, and, we're gonna help them. We're gonna help them. And if they're not willing to do anything, it's silly to keep pitying them that they can't walk because they could. It takes effort, and the more we pity them, the more we're enabling them. So I hope that's a good analogy to kind of uh, make that make a little sense. But they are hurting. There's times we're hurting too. And um, a lot of it too is not so much like when we're hurting and we just don't want to get out of bed. We, maybe don't want to return a text because we're really down and out. But what they do is they do things that are to our detriment. That, we should be good friends. We should return our calls and texts from people that care about us, but they will do things that destroy our lives. That's when I have a problem with it. That, they can say they paid the mortgage. And so now you think it's paid and you could go into foreclosure because they lied. Um, there's times that the truth really does matter. Or, they tell you they're giving you aspirin and they're giving you something else because they think it would be funny. That could definitely be to your detriment. Or, you know, um, it's gluten free and they know it's not. So now you're going to get sick of it from it. So they will lie to your detriment. That's where I think the difference is. Um, so Mia says, K Flyers, that's what he used to do to you. And so Lily is here. I'm catching up, guys. Horseman said, this is also wrong to say this as, oh, I'm sorry, guys. Uh, Horseman, but I will stick to my guns and say she was born that way. Just saying that. Uh, wrong to think that. Uh, wrong to think that about pitying her or that she was born that way. Sometimes they do feel there is some genetic component to it. You got to remember that she's in that environment, and what were her parents like? Do you know what her parents were like, or the interactions between her siblings? That can make a difference too. You know, uh, and we got to be careful too. Do we know for sure that they're a narcissist with NPD, or are they just could be low self-esteem, could be abandonment issues, could be a myriad of things. But it's painful either way. And some people are born a certain way. There's things that people do with different kinds of mental illnesses that can either be comorbid with narcissism or a different mental illness. And I'm not saying that she wasn't. I'm just saying that, like schizophrenics can also be narcissistic. And um, there's a lot of manipulators out there. Lily says, hi to John, Mia, Cleary, Horseman, and Melissa. John says, hey, Melissa. And Mia says, hello to people. So does Horseman. All right, so let me catch up for you guys. Kalibi says, narcs don't change. If you ever go back and rekindle your friendship, they will do something worse that they did before. And um, yeah, a lot of times the abuse next time is worse. Horseman says, can a person be born narcissistic and emotionless? Narcissists do have emotions. They just don't have the ability to connect. So the biggest narcissists in the world are 2 years old. Toddlers are needy. Toddlers will lie and hide things and steal and hit and bite and run away, not talk through their problems. And pound for pound, they're the most ferocious creatures as far as humans. And yeah, I mean, if you think about it, if a 2-year-old, um, you know, uh, yeah, 2-year-olds are the biggest narcissists out there. And, depending on your narcissist, where did they stop growing? Did they stop at a 3-year-old mentality? Are they in that 2-year mentality? Are they equivalent to a 7-year-old? Like, okay, yeah, I'll stop lying. And they do it for a day and then they forget the different attention spans. That's why a lot of times they will forget. Sometimes they mean that promise, that future fake, but they don't commit it to memory. Sometimes they don't even know. Um, and the hardest part is it like confuses your reality. You know, with a toddler, you see a broken vase, you're like, yeah, that's what happened. The kid, yeah, they threw it on the floor. But with a grown person, you're like, they said they didn't do it. Maybe it fell. Maybe it was a wind, and you're trying to figure like, how would there be wind that would knock over a 3-pound vase? It distorts your reality, makes you go crazy trying to understand silly little things. So they have more of like fear, shame, anger kind of emotions. They don't really have like the love emotions. They have you think about a toddler. If a toddler wants to cuddle, a toddler will cuddle. If a toddler doesn't want to cuddle, they're going to pull away and you know uh, they don't want to be told anything. And Lily says 100% right, Calibri. Never trust an arc. And Horseman says, so true, Calibri. I have no doubt I would be seriously hurt or worse. I firmly believe my ex partner will really hurt someone. Um, are you talking emotionally or physically? Lily says, I think some of it is predisposed with it. Yeah, think predisposed, yes. And then also the trauma in the womb that can lead to it. Like the babies can feel the stress of the mother. So if the mother is in a narcissistic relationship or goes through some traumatic event, that her stress can cause stress, or the sounds, the loud banging, can affect the child at times too. So that brain development's going on, and it can even start then, that the fear, so that can be 9 months of developmental time. Let me get this. When does a brain start? No, the heart starts. What is it? Heartbeat at 21 days. Um, Hold on, guys. So there we go. What was it? When does a brain develop in a fetus? Um, when does okay. Third week. So the fetal brain begins to develop during the third week of gestation. Neural progenitor cells begin to divide and differentiate into neurons and glia, the two types. By the ninth week, the brain appears as a small, smooth structure. So during that time, um, the brain is developing. So thank goodness for Google. Pretty sad I was a nursing student. um, but yeah, I think so. To answer your question lately, I don't know 100% if I'm saying, as far as will they be 100% a narc. Um, I think a lot of it. Uh, the damage that they go through in life is a lot of it too. So they can be predisposed, but I wouldn't say it's only. Sometimes it might be only, but I don't think it's only genetic. Well, I hope that makes sense. I don't believe it's only predisposition, if that makes it. So John says there's a possibility that a person can be born with it. Like I said, with the trauma, trauma from the mother. Not that she's even the narcissist, but I know my mother, she had supposed to be a twin, and she miscarried the twin of mine. And so she was on edge because she never felt me move, and she was scared. She also spotted during the pregnancy, and she was just afraid she was going to lose me. And I wonder too, do I have some codependency or abandonment issues that could possibly be because of the twin or because of what my mother went through? Like, I'm pretty even keel, but when I feel like it's kind, and this is where it gets tricky. You're like, do I have abandonment issues? Because they did abandon me. Like, that's the problem. But we gotta let go. If somebody wants to be with us, they'll be with us. And looking back, if I would have just been chill, it probably would have worked out a little better too. Sometimes we get codependent, and that's part of the demise of the relationship. And the narcissist is great at tearing down self-esteem. So that's going to happen with the new supply, and they're going to go through the same cycle. Um, Melissa, where did your comment go? A little bit of genetics can influence a child. Perfectly said. That's what it took me 5 minutes to say. So, Melissa, you are correct, and thank you for that. Horseman says, and financially, she could always have the best of things and would always put herself first. Yeah. And watch out for that too. There's times they can take advantage of it if you're, just even little things like, hey, you want to go out to dinner? And they'll order, a whole bunch of sides so they can take home a free meal. And, you know, um, when you just meant like, I'll take you out for a meal if you want to eat something, but then they'll have two desserts and two main entrees and a bunch of sides, and they eat for a week off of your dollar. I just think, they do a lot of rude things, a lot of selfish things, and they do. They like the best of the best. And sometimes they feel that they have to have it. They can't just have a car. It has to be one of the best cars, or at least the best compared to their friends. Designer things, up to date things. Or they'll do the exact opposite that, you know, they want people to feel sorry for them, you know. Sometimes it works, you know, I don't have anything nice to wear and I wish somebody would buy something nice. I don't have a coat. Now they get a free coat, you know. And they'll even say, I'm really naive on brands, so we'll just say Carhartt. But where they're like, I really wish I had a Carhartt. Everybody says how warm they are. And so they could even guide you into what they want, not just a coat. They want a Carhartt or whatever brand. So Lily says they will tell someone exactly what you told them not to, and they will be so convincing, promising not to tell. I'll have an example. We're looking forward to that, Lily. So she'll write that for us. Melissa says too much spoiling is big cause of narcissism. And thank you for saying that because one parent will overcompensate. A lot of times, either both are spoiling the child, making them into this grandiose narcissist where, you know, they're the golden child. So they can be spoiled that way. Other times is, you know, a parent might feel guilt of going through a divorce. So they want to make it up to the child, or you have an abusive parent and a loving parent, and the loving parent makes it like paradise and it's hell over here. So the kid's like, wait, what is life? Is life paradise? Is life hell? And they get confused on what the day's gonna bring. Um, you know, and who do they trust? You know, because sometimes, you know, just like the devil, you know, it'll sometimes give you what you want to bring you down to your knees. And good point, though. Kaliwi says, can't even have a decent day being around these narcs. I have to literally walk away or go for a drive. Calibri, I believe you rent. I'm not sure if you rent. Are you planning on staying there? You know, it is your place. You know, you don't have to move, but it sucks. Sometimes, you know, uh, and hopefully you're not in danger. That's the main thing. And you don't go to their usual hangouts. They are toxic creeps. There's times we avoid things, you know, it does affect our lives. We want to go to the local hamburger joint and we're like, man, that's where they hang out. And I want to go there, but I don't want to see them. Or they infiltrate your places. It can be quite frustrating. Lily says, ex narc sister stayed with us. Of course it um, after her divorce and volunteered to help pay for stuff. I told Narc, don't tell her what I pay for childcare and our life insurance because not her business. He says, let me see if I can expand that. Oh, you did the dots. He says, what do you think? I'm dumb, blah, blah, blah. S-I-L. S-I-L. I don't know what SIL is. So I lost it one day. So I lost uh, it one day. But I told you guys I'm naive on certain things. Had an anger meltdown and repeated exactly what I told him about childcare and life insurance. She was a narc too. When um, True Colors. Yeah, after her sweet mask came down, she became a lunatic over anger about her life. Oh my gosh, I was astonished to be associated with these nuts. I liked her until all her jealousy exposed was so crazy. Anna is here. Yay! So Anna, I'll stay on for a little while. Good to have you here. Um, sister-in-law, duh. I'm not used to those abbreviations. Okay. Thank you. I would not have gotten that. I've never been married, never had a sister-in-law, so I never use that. Thank you for that. Yeah, and there's times that, you know, we wanna keep certain things, private, like, maybe, not to be a braggart or, it's just nobody's business, you know? Um, and we can get a sense of what people so that's hard, Lily, yeah. Yeah, like, you just caused more drama. I was trying to avoid the drama. And it and the thing too is that, you know, is keeping a secret okay? Yeah, keeping a secret is okay. Um, you know, we have to protect ourselves. We don't owe everybody everything. And Melissa says trauma in the womb can contribute to narcissism. I think so too. Uh, Lily's, oh, sorry, Horseman. I've just thought of a really big trait which Rachel had. She would take great pleasure in taking charge of things that were nothing to do with us. Example, a couple arguing while shopping. She would step in, but for no reason, but in for no reason. Yeah, they think they're powerful beings that I can fix this. They like to play God. They like to play God with their own life. They like to play God with other people. And sometimes they won't even think about the repercussions of the dangers that they put you in. Um, and they can be completely unnecessary. So I see another thumbs up. Thank you. Uh, yeah, and yeah, that sweet little mask. I sense some sarcasm. And Anna, thank you. Yeah, sister lot pounded in my head. Kalibi says, "I own my." Oh, you own it. Oh, dang it. Yeah, it is. I wasn't sure if you owned it. Oh gosh. Yeah, and that's the thing, we shouldn't be scared out of our places, you know. And I'm assuming they own it too, their place. Mia's saying hello to Anna. Anna is, you got to remind me, is it Anna or Anna? You got to type AH. I think it's Anna. AH if it's Anna or AW. And I think it's Anna for you. Lily says, oh my gosh, but she repeated exactly what I told him to keep our business. Yeah, cause drama. Then he'd stay gone because he secretly hated his family and left them with me. That's the thing they'll do too, is you deal with it. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is your family. I'm trying to be kind. I love that, Lily. Yes, that definitely can happen. Or they'll set it up where you're babysitting and you're like, wait, what? I'm babysitting your nephew or niece? Like, I guess, but you're leaving? Like, why'd you set it up? Well, you didn't even ask me. Horseman says, nothing to do with anything with the chat, but how long do I put cottage pie in the oven? Sorry for asking. Is that like shepherd's pie? Um, Cottage pie. It's probably 45 minutes to an hour at 350, something like that. Depends on how thick it is, how stuffed it is. So guys, yeah, cottage pie, I'm thinking it's like shepherd's pie. It is shepherd's pie. I'll look it up for you. I think probably about 45 minutes to an hour. Depends on how big. Is 9-inch, 8-inch? Is it in? This is the other thing too. Is it in a glass dish or is it in a non-stick? Kalibi says, I may have to sell someday. It depends on the market. Thanks for the offer, Horseman. Oh, yeah, I want some shepherd's pie. How long to cook shepherd's pie at 350? Uh, 350 degrees. And no, it's saying heat. We want to cook it. Is it a Costco shepherd's pie? Or is that though it looks good. Okay, so about okay, so I'm probably about right. This one says 400 at 30 minutes. So I would do 350 at around 45. Depends on how hungry you are. I do it 350, 375. We're having blame shifting. Yeah. How about 350? Why aren't they doing it? I'd say about 350 for 45 minutes in a dish. I feel ya. That looks so good. We talked about that before. We get lots of good recipes here. So go ahead and put that in. Let us know how it turns out. Set your timer though. Mia, have you heard of shepherd's pie? Anna says, and throw it back in my face during an argument. Yeah, they will use things against you. Every little everything they will bring up. They don't let things go. They expect you to let things go, but yeah, they don't want to do the same. Can't be entirely honest with them anymore. Will use info against me, and they do that. Yeah, it's a defense mechanism. They don't want to admit to what they did wrong, so it's that blame shifting, and you're like, whoa, this was a long time ago. So Lily says, yeah, like Kalibi, you can't move. Yeah. That's the thing. I'm trying to debate what to do if I should buy a house or not. Horseman, so cute. Nothing to do with chat, but I'm hungry. Let me scroll down, guys. And you're right, Anna. They will throw it in your face. No, you're fine. Don't apologize. Just share. Kalibi says, I may have to sell someday. It depends on the market. Thanks for the offer. Um, Anna says the blame shifting. That's exactly what they're doing by throwing it back in your face. You're so cute, Horseman. In a dish. Do you even know what the dish is called? Unless you're putting it in the microwave. Are we microwaving it? Is this fresh from scratch? Is it from Costco? Lily says he couldn't communicate to even say, you deal with it. Communications were impossible with him. No need to even try. And that's the thing. It's frustrating. You're like, geez, like, uh, and when they do communicate, sometimes it's so confusing that we're left like, but where do we end up in this conversation? It's very confusing. Kalibi says, I'd use a mashed cauliflower to top this shepherd's pie if I'm going to cook one. And if you do that mashed cauliflower, it does taste just like mashed potatoes. They are starting to use cauliflower a lot for pizza crusts, and I believe that would make it gluten-free. Potatoes are gluten-free too, but like a crust would be a good thing too for pizza. I haven't tried it. Has anybody tried a cauliflower crust pizza? I've tried it as cauliflower as mashed potatoes, and it can be pretty similar. Horseman says homemade. My sister made earlier, but I went straight to the pub after work. John, my coffee is in my other room and it is nice and warm, but I'm over here. It's a fresh pot. Took 2 sips. So John's offering us some coffee, and John's saying, yes, I would like some, John. So it's really nice of you to share. Where's our popcorn? You're our popcorn man, slacker. Horseman says, thanks everyone. It's great having my own cooking advisors. Yes, join in for advice on abuse and food. Kalibi says, potatoes are starchy and they turn to sugar in our blood system, but they're good. You're right, though. They give you potassium, though. Lily says, coffee sounds good. I do 1 big cup in the morning. Yeah, mine's the same exact size as a coffee pot. Just no, I use a cup, but I sip. It, like I'll have a cup of coffee throughout the entire day, but maybe 2. I haven't really been drinking as much coffee. I do when I chat with you guys sometimes. Horseman says, Calibri, that sounds great. I have to try making out that I can cook. I'm good at crisp sandwiches and a beer. That's awesome though. That's good. This is great. Turn the whole chat into a cooking show. Not with me. Do you guys remember when I told you about how I make grilled cheese sandwiches? My whole family laughs at me. I'm traumatized. It's the best way. It turns out perfect. The 4-step grilled cheese. But uh, when we're dealing with our narcissist, we have to have the self-esteem not to get hypersensitive. So it's good that, like with Calibri, that he's got that flat effect, that what they do isn't gonna show that it's bothering him. He's not going to react to them, which is going to stir the pot and just escalate things. Anna, how are things going with you? Feel free to join in if you would like. It's okay to just listen. um, I put butter on the bread. Well, that's what we're supposed to do. Yeah, but I don't do it that way. I toast the bread so the butter melts onto the toast. I put the toast onto the pan and put the cheese slices on. I flip it over once and realize it's not done and it's starting to look delicious. So then I put it in the microwave to melt the middle cheese and then I eat it. So um, yeah, it's good. But if I do it the right way, yeah, I know how to cook it the right way. Yeah, butter the bread and uh, do it slow. So, horseman. So, yeah, the several steps, but it turns out perfect. Other than that, I get too impatient. I burn it. So, is anybody struggling with anything right now that we need to discuss? Because, we can have our good days and our bad days, and that's part of the cycle. But eventually, they'll get further apart. Uh, is Gordon Ramsay? You're gonna try it my way? It's a lot of steps. But yeah, it works, and technically, well, like when you grill it on the, uh not grill it, when you fry it, it kinda I don't know if caramelize, is the correct word, but it kinda gives it that little, mm, marination, I don't know. So is Gordon Ramsay a narcissist? Uh, please discuss. Is that really what you wanna know? Are you being silly? Um, he is, as shown by evidence of a sense of entitlement, grandiosity, and absence of accountability and absence of emotional empathy and key indicators of the narcissistic dynamic. When it comes to Gordon Ramsay's school of narcissists, lesser, mid range, and greater, his traits must be considered. Um, he tends to be charismatic, direct, and logical. So I know who he is. It's been a long time since I've really listened to him. Um, you know, is he a chef though? Is he a chef? Why did I know? I know he's a speaker. He's an arrogant narcissist and a bully. And no, she's not. Oh, who's not gay? Um, wait, is there two? I I was a crazy psycho. Is a quote from him, supposedly. He looks back with some regret. Uh, let's find out how tall he is. That's what matters. Just kidding. Um, 6 foot. I'm taller than Gordon Ramsay. He was a great chef. Uh, I didn't know he was a chef. I've heard him speak. So really, uh, like Lord, I didn't know that. Uh, is Bobby Flay? Just kidding, yeah, chef. I don't know who Bobby Flay is. That one I'll say I don't know. I believe he owns the network. He's the world renowned. Oh, I need to not be so naive. I just hear him talk and I hear him being brass. He's world renowned. Well, I'm too busy cooking up my grilled cheese sandwiches. I don't need him. And what about let's say Bam. Uh there's an E in that guy's name. What's his name? Bam. What's his name now? His name's you guys know who I'm talking about. There's an E in his name. The other world renowned chef. I haven't seen them on I haven't seen all the cooking shows lately. I used to see those a lot more often. He's done programs all over the USA. Emerald, yes, Emerald is who I'm thinking of. Thank you, Lily. I can remember one letter. She remembers all of them. Uh, I've never heard his last name. Is it Lagasse? Lagasse? Lagasse. I think it's Lagasse. Huh. Okay. Bam. So, you know, this as far as the reactive versus active abuse, John says, I just tend to send popcorn. I just tried to send popcorn, but I don't have your precise transporter coordinates. I think I sent it to somewhere in Russia. That's okay. I have a cousin over in Russia, Neola, and she's an opera singer out there. I don't know. The salt on the popcorn might help keep her um, throat clear instead of having to drink like lime juice or lemon juice. Lemon juice. Lily says, LOL, Jen, wish we could smell the food and coffee. Yes. Um, so You know, we have to be very careful that, like, when some of us want to seek revenge, that we kind of don't. There can be repercussions for that, to where, we can get criminal charges, personal protection orders on us, which those can even, they can have court orders that prevent you from, even just going to a place that has alcohol. So not even that you're gonna enjoy a drink. Some people are like, I can go without drinking, but if your friends invite you to Applebee's, you're not even allowed to go there if they serve alcohol. That it can change your life too. Um, because the narcissist will fight back. So as far as revenge, it's just like I said, in the criminal world, if somebody's attacking you, you have a right for self-preservation. But once they walk away, if you attack them, that's abuse, and you can uh, not cry the self-defense. So Horseman says, "What's my tipple? What's a tipple? I don't know what a tipple is. What is my tipple? I'll look up the word tipple. I've never heard that. All right. Are you in the, who's in the, is that a, oh, I've never heard that. Where are you from, Horseman? What country? Is that Canada? I'm trying to remember. Or UK? Oh, an alcoholic drink. My favorite drink, it's an English thing. I've never heard that. I love learning new things. Great Britain. Oh, I think that's what GB stands for. UK. I like that. What's your typical? Straight away, I like saying all those kind of European kind of things. My favorite drink, I don't know. It's changing. I don't nothing. um, I don't. I've only been drinking like the last 2 years. I'm 52 years old. Like my whole life, I never really wanted to. So I like. You want to hear my dumb drink? All right, get out your recipe cards. This is what I like. I like where you get Crystal Light, pomegranate, and you make a pitcher of like Kool-Aid, Crystal Light pomegranate, and it's so flavorful. You'll love it. So I have half a wine glass with pomegranate Kool-Aid, that's Crystal Light brand, and half a wine. And it's so good. It's like a half Shirley Temple and half Big Girl drink. And then at school, I've just been drinking the seltzer water. Isn't that what they mix it with? Seltzer water? Um, the carbonated water. I like that. I used to drink Diet Pepsi and stuff like that. But yeah, just a seltzer. It's so boring. And then black coffee. I do like all the other things, but I drink so much of it that I'd be fat. And then I also don't want cavities, so I don't add the sugar and try not to stain my teeth, all those kind of things. Although that pomegranate is red, so it's okay. You don't have to wear lipstick. Horseman says, I still love it when I hear Americans say, "You'll hear me now." Or y'all. Are you saying y'all? Um, y'all hear me now. Y'all hear me now. That's like mid to south where they say that. I'm in the northern part. And yeah, if you want to, what I don't like is the use guys. I don't like the use. But they'll say y'alls. You can say y'all for one person, y'alls for more than one. Lily says, your favorite drink, when I have one, maybe 2 times a year, is a Black Russian. That's what, cream and cream de cocoa? I don't know what that is. I've seen them. I don't know what's in it. Is that right? A Black Russian. Horseman. Wow, that sounds like a great drink. Her Black Russian or my big girl, little girl drink? Uh, what's yours? Lily's asking, and I want to know too. And whose drink sounds like a great drink? Mine? Is that better than a Black Russian? Horseman says, very extravagant taste, Lily. LOL. Horseman says beer. Yep, beer. Just beer. Anyone drink a Black Russian? Anna, yeah, go ahead and Anna, documenting video when in a rage. fit. Yeah, when they're in their rage fit, text just in case he started letting air out of your car tires just because he was mad at you. And yeah, it can really change how your life turns out, you know. And that could be dangerous too if you had to get to a hospital, you know, your car is tampered with. Um, or, you know, a tire can blow. And yep, just because they're mad. Um, yeah, those rages can be quite scary sometimes. And yeah, definitely document. Yeah, they'll be ruthless. How have things been going lately though? You still having problems with the rages and controlling Anna? Kind of, I, I hate all the pain that we've all been through. Lily says you like screwdrivers too. And that's what, orange juice and vodka? Horseman says not heard of screwdrivers, orange juice and vodka. Um, Not heard of a screwdriver either. What's in that? All of your drinks make mine sound really plain, guys. Welcome to America, the alcoholic capital of the world. I don't know if that's true. Um, but yeah, we have some of the highest mental illness too, you know, and that would make sense if we are. Who's, I wonder what. Um, Somebody said Black Russian. I just started thinking of Uzo. Uh, Trying to stay busy to avoid him. And, you know, that'll keep you safer too. You know, that so, and when you stay busy too, you're going to be happier too. So it's good that you're staying busy. Be unpredictable, so they don't know what your schedule is, and you know, just live your life. Um, are you afraid that he's going to do something at this point, Anna? You know, the main thing is that we keep ourselves safe and alert. Um, but yeah, you have to document everything just to stay safe. If you guys go to court, that you have a leg to stand on. John, you were saying that they admitted your stuff to court, your written documentation, correct? And John says you have to mix drinks just right, otherwise you'd explode. Yeah, that wouldn't be good. And you guys remember how I told you I had that big old knot in my hand? I still have it. That's like 2 weeks. I don't know what's wrong with it. Maybe it's John says, yes, from what I submitted years ago. Oh, good. So your paper documentation was accepted. Yeah, keep dates, times, you know, keep it together, and it will be accepted. It certainly pays to leave a paper trail. Yeah, and that's why too, if you need to, you know, put in police reports or you know, if you were injured, that you keep medical records and prescription records of any medications you might have. That um, avoiding him is smart, Anna. And it's crazy to think that people, um, not really. No, like I can press on it. Yeah, it doesn't hurt any different than pushing on the other hand. It's just a big old knot right there. Like very pronounced. Uh, Horseman says, Anna, have a beer with us. And like Cynthia said, document everything, even the cooking and drink recipes of a year. I'm going to try the screwdriver and the cauliflower topped pie. Cauliflower. Okay. Calibri says, I've already filed a police report on the male narc. SPD told me, Seattle Police Department told me to call them if he attacks me. Yo, I'm getting beat up. Like, come on. Thanks for helping. Um, it was like the day after. And I don't remember hyperextending my hand. Um, it is my right hand, the bowling hand. So it hold on, I can't picture it now. Which fingers I put into the yeah, these two what you put into the bowling. Um, I don't know. It did, but that was like 2, 3 weeks ago now. And it's just as hard. Like Pelosi's husband. Yeah, exactly. Um, that's terrible. That must have been. Mm. He's out of the hospital now, I believe. That you know, um, I, d- I don't. I've heard of him after, like I know who she is, so I don't know how kind of a person he is. I'm assuming he's okay, but as a person, that there's a lot of victims. Did he necessarily? Not that she deserved to get beat up, but he was just doing his own thing, and he wasn't even the necessary target, and nearly lost his life. That people it kind of doesn't make sense. Not that you want them to go after their target, but they're just like, change my mind. I'll just beat somebody else up that I don't know. Um, and the fear, like, and it's in his own house. It's got to be devastating. Pelosi's husband right in front of the cops. Were the cops there at the time he got beat up? They showed the video, but not the final blow. I remember he did call the cops. He talked in code about something too. John said, "Let me look at it, Cynthia. I've studied human anatomy." Uh-huh. Remember, I grew up building arms and legs. Then I moved up to home inventor. That's true. Just give me a artificial hand. I'll be okay. You could probably create it. Horseman says, or get in first, Calibri, and beat him up, then call the police and tell them self-defense. I mean, it's advice. I don't know if it's good advice. Lily's in front of the cops. Wow. Not the final blow. Do you know how many times he was hit? I'm trying to remember. There were some interesting things, like weird things about that. I'm trying to remember. I'm uh I'm the type where I remember more of a vague thing. I like to study a lot of things. I'm not necessarily a perfectionist, and uh, sometimes I'll go into detail if it's something I'm extremely interested in or feel a purpose. Um, I'm also a speed reader, but as far as details, um, I got to get better at that. Uh, I don't like history. I do enjoy the criminal uh, psychology. Like I'm addicted to psychology now, and I just saw Boeing. Saw the delivery of the last 747 today. Flew out of Boeing Plainfield or Painfield. It was exciting to see an iconic plane made its last delivery. Whoa. That why did they stop making them? Um are they downsizing? Lily says that's cool to Calibri. Horseman just using. Kidding. I adore you. Calibri says, I try my best to stay away from any kind of conflict, especially with narcs. They are known to be unreasonable and always aim to win. Yeah, they don't want to ease up on things, and they can lay low for a while, and then they just get bored. And John says they can't lose. Yeah, and that's the thing. When you're in the middle of something, they won't let it go. Um, Uh, yeah, stay away. They love to instigate. That's the thing. Like when things settle down, they're going to start to instigate. It's a boredom thing and you're their target. And the more you react to it, the more you stay the target. So Horseman says, right, going to eat my shepherd's pie. John, Lily, Cleary, Cynthia, take care. Anna's here too. I think she's still here. And Melissa, are you still here, Melissa? Take care. God bless. And I'm always going to say thank you for your wonderful channel. Love you all. Oh, we got a kiss. So thanks. Enjoy it. Oh my gosh, you got me hungry. Yep. So I'm gonna have to have. I don't even know a salad. I pulled out a hamburger. So it's time to go grocery shopping again. I got all this hamburger and it's frozen. So I think Dixie and I are gonna have. I don't know. I don't know what to make. I already made taco meat. They had a buy one get one half off, something like that. So I have all this. What did I buy? Like 5 pounds of hamburger from me. So um I love steak. I don't eat steak that much, even though I love it. Chicken's what I like to eat a lot. Haven't had a sandwich in a long time. I had sandwiches for years. Kalibi says customers are more geared up to fuel efficient planes. So it's the sign of the times. And Horseman, Lily saying goodbye. So is John. And um, did you know hydrogen peroxide is 90, 98% rocket fuel, 98% hydrogen? It's in the 90s. Um, so what do they fuel planes with? I know hydrogen peroxide is what fuels rockets. I think it's 98% hydrogen peroxide, 90 something. At least it was back in the 90s. Um, do you eat the school lunches? No, I'll tell you what, Detroit public schools rock on. They got the best school lunches. They're inner city poor. Detroit is just like downtown Chicago, dire straits, but they got the best. I taught in Detroit. Best school lunches. Like I want to go back and teach there just for their school lunches. They were amazing. And then I went to a charter school. Worst food ever. Worst, horrendous. There's days that there's you starve and then you're like, I don't care. I guess I'll ask the lunch lady for a lunch. We did not get in Detroit, we got free hot lunch. At the charter school, we had to pay for it. It was like $5. And they had like whole wheat everything, and there's a pizza. The pizza would smell good, but I couldn't even stomach it. It, it, it w- there's like no sauce, no cheese. It was like just hot, tough whole wheat smell. Like you bit into cardboard, and when you breathe out, you smell whole wheat, but you don't taste anything, if that makes sense. And then where I am now, I haven't had one of their lunches. They don't look too exciting. And I think they're 4.75 or something. So no, but they're really good at my school. Like they have little snacks for us. We can get candy or chips. We don't have to pay for it. We have a soda machine. Um, and there's like they'll PTA will sometimes bring us bagels or oh, first maybe it's this Friday. Maybe there's gonna be something on Friday. First or last Friday. Maybe I missed. I don't always go in the teacher lounge. Maybe I missed. I don't really like donuts anymore. I used to love them, but I love bagels. I'll take a bagel any day. So no, I don't eat the school lunches. They don't look exciting and kind of expensive for what you get, I think. Uh, Melissa says, yeah, good night, everyone. Lots of love. Melissa, you sticking around with us? I know you're saying goodbye to Horseman. I guess I got a little confused if you're staying with us. So definitely have a good night if you're leaving us. If not, we'd love to have you stay. And Lily says, while I lived, and guys, we have quite a few people. Feel free to join in. I would love to help address some of the things you're going through. You're welcome to just listen. Pretty good about bebopping between conversations. So if you have a concern or a comment, we love have everybody joining in. And you're welcome to just listen too. So Lily says, when I lived in Kansas City, Missouri, the best school lunches. No wonder lots of people are big there. It was like a food court. For my high school, it was like that too. We had it was kind of like a McDonald's, not name brand, but um, the burger place. So we had a salad bar, which was huge. We had a regular hot lunch, and I want to say we might have had one other thing. But yeah, some high schools, yeah, they can, and the best school lunches, you're pretty lucky. Yeah, I think we had 3 or 4 choices, little areas, like that, but, yeah, I'm not crazy about donuts either. I don't like Krispy Kreme, uh, at all, like, I'll turn those down. I like Dunkin' Donuts if I'm gonna eat something, but they're good. They are good warm, but I after that and they're so sugary. It's like, I'll just bite into sugar. Ugh. And I'm not a hard candy eater too, so I don't like the glaze. I wish they would just make the donut. Calibri says, I have a dreadful feeling that Narcs will have major envy when I treat myself to a new sports car for my birthday. Ooh, careful. Uh-oh. Do you have a garage? So he'll be the talk. He'll be the talk, but I don't want him to be the target. Um, because that would suck. I don't want them scratching your car or popping your tires. Maybe if you can park it in front of a camera to watch. You share. Okay. So it's like a parking garage, kind of like what a hospital would have, where it's a shared type of garage. Um, oh, I wish you didn't have to share a garage. That sucks. Keeps us safe from the elements, but doesn't keep us safe from the narcs. Um, but so when is your birthday? Yeah, we got your birthday coming up. We just celebrated my half birthday a few days ago. And they are so jealous. I bet they will be jealous. Kalibi says, you have a dash cam that takes videos of the front, sides, and back of the car. My gosh. I have a cell phone camera. Well, good for you. Um, so yeah, definitely document. Where does that go? Where does the recording go to? Um, yeah, just make sure the recording's safe. How long do the recordings last? What color are you getting? I love different colors of cars. Be careful with red. What side of the road do you guys, or what side of the car is your driver's side on the right or left side? I think, what is it? England is on the, you guys on the left, but everybody else is on the right. I don't know if you guys are on the right also. All of Europe on the right. I think that would be more dangerous. Uh, it's equipped with a SD card that records every movement. Okay. John says, I was thinking of putting out a short Valentine's. Oh, I forgot I want to do some Valentine's. Yes, John, do a Valentine's tribute and let people know. All you got to do is type in John Moran and maybe a keyword, John, Valentine's Day, maybe something like that. Let us know a keyword, and that way it's a little bit easier. Last time I wasn't able to see the certain one that you did. You've made a couple of videos for our subscribers, which is nice. That's really kind. He's made some birthday wishes for me and some holiday ones. Lily says that woman narc coworker always jealous of people's clothes and cars was amazing to me that she had nothing better to think of. Narcs are sure a conversation piece. Yep. They've kept us talking for a month and a half now during our live chats. So um, John says I'm working on it. Okay, good. Yeah, definitely let us know. Let us know what the end title turns out to be. So yeah, they are definitely something to talk about. Something because um it gets, people's emotions going. There's always something to talk about. Because we can't understand it. Calibri says, I feel kind of disappointed learning a Subaru engine in a Toyota GR86 sports car. Subaru engines are not reliable. Oh, that's not good. Um, what are the best engines for cars, the most reliable? I was kind of excited. I went boating. They had a Juki motor. Uh, and I had I don't think they or Pook. Sorry, Pook. Juki's my sewing machine. Pook. You don't hear about Pook, Puch, over in America that much. And my family's from the Netherlands, and they brought over a purple Pook moped, and I crashed on that. But that was a lot of fun till it crashed. Um, and I was going boating, and the guy had a really nice, fast speedboat, and he had to open up the engine to kind of reattach something. And I was like, "Ooh, it's a Pook engine." I didn't realize they did that for boats. And that was supposed to be a really good engine, but I don't know. For a sports car, you're looking at a Miata RF with a retractable hardtop. Ooh, I'm jealous. Forget about the Narcs. I'm jealous. Well, keep us posted. It has Sky Active Mazda engine, which has proven to be reliable for years. Sky Active. Huh. Yeah, because eventually I want to buy my house first and then get a new car. But with my dad gone, I need advice for when it's my turn to buy a car. I miss my dad. But at least you're researching it, knowing what you're getting into, making wise choices. Leela says, Kaliba, you better put signs around your car like people have ADT signs around their house. And they'll even sell those. You can get those on eBay where they're just deterrent signs. You don't even necessarily have to have. You just put that little sticker, you know, ADT, and people stay away sometimes. Or those fake cameras can be a deterrent. If somebody's going to break in, they're going to break in though. Um, that retractable hardtop, that'd be so nice. Kalibi says, I've had a couple of Miatas in my driving years, so going back to it is a must for me. Huh. And that's Mazda, right? Mazda Miatas. Huh. How many miles do they usually last? My car is getting up there in miles. So before we log off, I got my little Dixie Doo sleeping, snoring away. I do have class in the morning, school in the morning. Tomorrow's my 12-hour day with um, parent teacher conferences. So I got to sign off early. But if everybody's doing okay, let's go ahead and say our goodbyes. And I will be on tomorrow, probably not. I will be back on Friday. Tomorrow, I think it's just going to be too much. You're not sure how many miles, but they have a reliable record and low maintenance costs. The low maintenance is nice. So sounds like a good deal. I'm tempted to ask how much, but I don't think I want to know how much they are. John says I'll be here either way any day. Yes. So I want to do a live chat tomorrow. I'm gonna not do one because it's gonna be too long of a day for me, um, given the way I feel. So Friday. Do you guys want to do 6, 9, or 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? When we go a little bit later on the weekends. Okay. 37. It's that's a big chunk of money though, you know. Gosh, 37K. I my dad back in the day, I think in the 70s, he paid 55,000 for a 4-bedroom colonial 2,600 square foot place. No, yeah, cars are getting expensive. That was back in the 70s, but get it insured, Cleary. That's going to be a beautiful car, though. Lily says, thanks, Cynthia. Everyone have a great day tomorrow. Mia says, thank you, Cynthia, for another great live. Please have a good night. You as well. Anna says, thank you. and lots of love. Good night. 9 or 10. What do you guys prefer? Let's see. Probably depends if I take a nap. Lily, I'll let you pick. What do you prefer, 9 or 10? Sometimes I just get excited. I'll say 10. I'm like, dang it, I just want to log in now because I love talking to you guys. It will be 9 or 10 Eastern Standard Time. Kalibi says, I agree. We sold our house for 149 back in the late 90s. Yep. So I will post Friday, what time, but yeah, it's changed. Oh, I forget we can do that. Like a creature of habit. All right. 9:30. And if I get anxious, that's probably the best way to do it. I love you. 4 a.m. John, you wake up and call me and I'll get, you wake me up and I'll log on. No, not 4 a.m. Jonathan. Yeah, 9:30 makes sense. So good night, everybody. Please have a great rest of your night. You too, Mia. It's a 2-bedroom house on a corner lot. Yep. Gosh. So take care. Good care, Cynthia, and have a good evening, guys. Midnight. Yeah. Well, we're going to be on at midnight. We'll probably be up. Guys are going to wear me out. I love you guys. We did a New Year's. I was up at midnight with you guys on New Year's. We had a New Year's party. So lots of love, guys. See you soon. See you Friday. I'm going to miss you guys. Think of some topics and feel free to share. Oh, Jonathan. See, there's your nickname. What's my transport? Lots of love. See you soon, guys. Bye.